Developed by Clues. Written by Davey Redden. Please choose the screen and subtitle language. English. Confirm. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Technically, yes I have. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this. Please enter the current time. Well, it's actually 4, almost 50. I'll wait until it's 50 because it's probably gonna take me until 50 to get there. I should have gone the other way. Oh my god. 450. Is it 450 yet? Whatever. It's close enough. No accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Got it. Ooh, loading. I am playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, if you could not tell by the title. Yeah. This game is cool. I have played this before, just not very much. I tried to play Little Nightmares like 3 times on video, but every time the encoder would fail, it just sucked. So I'm gonna turn down my quality before I do anything, so that way it doesn't absolutely destroy. At 60 Hz. Got it, yeah. Okay. I have a 144 Hz monitor, but it's gonna take way more compute power.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Got it. Hello? Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why am I so short? Why can't I jump? Wait. That's a very nice painting. Why does it make keyboard sounds? Where's the outside? I'm asking too many questions. I'm gonna keep going. Hello. Oh. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left. Got it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees everything is okay. Got it. What do people want? things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things, graphs, things without money, facts, business letters and co. We have our new product. Graphs about things plus money. Got it. Teenagers, size of demographic, space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. Okay. Synergize core value something. Okay. Wait, monetize free to play. Huh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on
there's actually
track.
quite a lot in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
This is a great broom closet. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it. When you get Stanley was fat and ugly and would say, "Are you literally standing around doing nothing?" That always gives me some explanation. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
That is very
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
You're gonna have to push me out of this place. Is there actually nothing more in here?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Is there really nothing left in here? Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs? Eh?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Yeah,
He wasn't
that
going to
makes
lose his
sense.
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating
is
everything
weird.
that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. Could it be?
What?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After
Yeah,
all,
no kidding.
he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Imagining it all.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh. Still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Stanley succumbs to
And everything
schizophrenia.
went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, we lost Stanley.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and
I
walked
was
to her place
right.
of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And
They
in
look
that
like that.
moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she
How did that
remembered the
feel?
meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, the end is never loading. Oh, I'm back. I'm turning on VSync. It's killing me. The lack of it. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Who
decided to
knows?
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not
When
going
Stanley
left.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few
Yes.
moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, I'm good.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from cargo lift. Will cause death penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. But, huh? Wait, they can't find me if I'm dead. Whoa. Vent access for trained employees only. Vent access. There's a vent. Okay, never mind. Whatever.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
He didn't.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
There's still a blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what
Yeah.
lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't
Yes,
let
I
me
do.
stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I
Maybe.
put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
All right.
There we go. A third option.
Oh,
this
a
already
third
feels
option.
leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game
It was
benefited from allowing you more
absolutely beautiful.
choices? Feel free to
Oh
be
my
honest.
God.
I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Roll this out immediately.
You see, I
Straight
knew
to
I was
wrong.
onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say
guy
where the
should go
idea
on
came
Box
from,
News.
except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Go to 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. Me, Stanley, oh my god. 7 hours? You are objectively ranked 9,328 out of 9,328. When I ask for some friends' help, okay. 21.3% of players who don't. Oh, that's interesting. This is your superior, a dead rat. Oh my gosh. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against other to improve your standing? Okay, well. Wow. Developer textures. No, that's what I like to see. Yeah, I want to go through the third door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yes.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
No, I don't
Let
mind.
me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
Oh,
so why
easy.
don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh my god. Yo, I'll spare you all from this. Oh my god.
You heartless bastard. Did
Oh,
you
I
do it
know.
because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me.
You
I'm not even
did,
going to
twice.
try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Alright. Is this fun?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Minecraft door stopped? No, I can't go past. Okay.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Open world?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God,
Yes,
quickly
indeed
block it off.
is. No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go
I
in
see
any...
an opening.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls.
Outside.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Ooh.
Wonderful. See, this is
Rocket
exactly what I
League.
had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Where did the goals go? Can I disappear?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must.
I see a hole.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Oh, I can do it. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, I think. Do I have a flashlight? White powder. Okay. This looks like the average Gmod map. Hello. Whoa. This isn't weird at all. Oh hey, it's my number. Gonna go back to pressing buttons, I guess. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Very soon.
I can wait.
Is the end not here? Oh, okay, the end is here. Well, it's never here, but... Alright.
All of his
I'm gonna go
co-workers
for
were
one
gone.
more ending.
What could it
and then I'm gonna
mean?
end the video.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate Mondays. New content?
Oh,
Ooh,
new content? What does that mean, new content?
Like DLC? I bought the Ultra Deluxe version, so I am hoping for some new content. Stanley Parable Plus Plus?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You're very welcome.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Indeed it was.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Maybe I'll get to jump. Am I supposed to press something?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Content.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra
haven't even
Deluxe
started it
mostly
yet.
tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Content.
All right.
I was right. The jump
All right,
circle.
let's see it.
Okay.
The jump circle?
Space to jump. Oh my gosh. They've revolutionized the gaming industry. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
Maybe not.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Content.
Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah, sure. Alright, one more ending, because that wasn't a real ending. What? Hello?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
Agreed.
it all meant something.
Unachievable.
Oh, the waste.
Go outside, don't play for 5 years. New video games releasing today, creators surprisingly down to earth. Huh. Wow, it's so believable. Los Angeles Times, so I read that.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the
Little
Stanley
glitches.
Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Memory zone maintenance. Okay, I'll go back up to the original remake. Very glitchy.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Hello, serious room. Can I go through here? Where am I supposed to go?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Oh, the red door, the blue door. Repeatable carpet textures ready for your game projects. Where do I find this? I want this. Do I go back through here? Down into the the maintenance, okay.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's
Cold
this? What's down
drinks.
here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Hey, a good review.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear,
I watched
what an awful memory to have to hold on
the
to.
Game Awards on
These
Steam.
black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track
Steam chat
record.
is wild.
I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Whoa. Alright.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a
Oh.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer in my... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Back.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Oh, hello.
Oh,
It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Something's going on.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "End."
Oh, and he's gone quiet again. The lights are off. Water.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Not much going on here. Whoa. Something happened. Something happened with the graphics again. Hey! There's outside life again. And now there isn't. It's all gone. It's all dead. Possibly been centuries, maybe a millennium. The singularity. Oh, room's a little tilted now. And it makes sense why. Open world. Open world. Sound textures for game developers. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. I have been playing for so long now, and I should probably end the video. So, if you've made it this far, please subscribe. This game was fun, and I will probably play it again, whether on video or not. Yeah, bye.